The office was buzzing that Monday morning. Employees rushed past the lobby, heels clicking, coffee cups steaming. But no one noticed the old man mopping the floor near the glass doors. He wore faded blue overalls, gloves with holes and shoes covered in cleaning dust. When he greeted people with a smile, they barely looked up. "Ugh, the janitor again," sneered Liam, one of the senior managers. "Does he even know how to clean properly?" The others laughed. They didn't know that the janitor they mocked was Mr. Richard Coleman, the actual founder and owner of the company. Years ago, Richard had stepped down temporarily after a heart attack, letting new management run the place. But after recovering, he returned quietly to see how things were really going. He wanted to know if his employees still cared about the values he built the company on: respect, humility, and integrity. What he saw instead broke his heart. Richard Coleman was once a legend in the business world. Starting from nothing, he built a multi-million-dollar tech firm with sheer determination and honesty. When he got sick, he left operations in the hands of Edward, a man he trusted like a son. But power changes people. Under Edward's leadership, arrogance grew. Senior staff started treating lower employees like garbage. Janitors, receptionists, delivery boys, all were invisible. So Richard came back. Disguised as a janitor with permission from HR, he worked silently. Every morning he arrived early and cleaned the halls. Every evening he stayed late and watched how the managers behaved. He saw things he couldn't believe. Liam and his friends mocked interns for small mistakes. They yelled at secretaries. They bragged about cheating on company reports. One afternoon, while mopping near the meeting room, Richard overheard them laughing. "Imagine if the janitor owned this place," Liam joked. "Yeah, right," Edward replied. "He probably doesn't even own a toothbrush." They laughed so loud the echo hit Richard like a slap. But he didn't say a word. He simply smiled, mopped the floor, and whispered to himself, "Let's see how long your pride lasts." Things got worse. A new intern named Sarah accidentally spilled coffee on Liam's shirt. Instead of helping, he shouted at her in front of everyone. "You're as useless as that old janitor," he barked. "Maybe go clean floors with him." Richard stepped forward. "Sir, she didn't mean—" "Stay out of this," Liam snapped. "Do your job, old man." The whole office went silent. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. Richard quietly handed her a tissue and continued mopping, but inside his heart was breaking. The company he built on respect had turned into a playground for bullies. That night, Richard called his lawyer. "Prepare the files. Tomorrow I'm coming back as myself." The next morning, everyone was called into the conference room. The atmosphere was tense. Even the CEO, Edward, was confused. The door opened. In walked the janitor, and wearing a suit. Whispers spread across the room. Liam chuckled. "What's this?" The janitor found a suit. Richard smiled calmly, placed a folder on the table, and said, "Good morning, everyone. I think introductions are overdue." He opened the folder. Inside was the company's original founding certificate. The signature at the bottom, Richard Coleman. The room went dead silent. Edward stammered, "Sir, you're—" "Yes," Richard interrupted. "I'm the man who built this company, and I've been watching every single one of you." He turned toward Liam. "You mocked the janitor. You disrespected people you thought were beneath you. Tell me, Mr. Liam, is this how you represent my values?" Liam's face went pale. Edward tried to apologize, but Richard raised his hand. "Save it, I've seen enough. Starting today, things will change, or people will leave." Within a week, the company transformed. Liam and 2 other arrogant managers were fired. Edward was demoted and later resigned in shame. Richard reinstated a new HR policy. Every employee, from janitor to executive, deserved respect. He gave Sarah a permanent position and promoted her to team leader. A few weeks later, the staff threw a welcome-back ceremony for Richard, but he refused to stand on the stage. Instead, he said, "Success doesn't make you superior. It reveals who you really are. I cleaned these floors, and I was proud to, because dignity has nothing to do with titles." That day, everyone in the company learned a lesson they'd never forget. Never mock someone just because they look ordinary. You never know who's watching or who they really are.